monsters looking in the dark. Gore and more team ready to embark.
What is going on, Gorehounds? I'm your host with the ghost, Lord Scubacabra, bringing you another episode of the wonderful, the fabulous Gore and More podcast. But you know we don't do this shit by myself, because with us, as always, is the one, the only, the lovable, huggable, all the way down from the Chattahoochee, Mr. Chad Daddy Chrisman.
Oh, what's up, bitches?
And you know him as the Meat Mountain, but we call him that killing machine because, goddamn it, he's slaying the beep. The one, the only, Long Dong Silver himself, Bobby Amone.
Good evening and welcome here on the 14th of April. Flying by, Jesus Christ.
Yes, it is. We are in the middle of April already, April 14th, and we are here to talk to you today about a film, an anthology film. Is this the first one that we've done? Have we done any other anthology flicks?
Why do I want to say yes?
We
but
did
why
Creep
is that
Show.
one?
Oh yeah, we did do
That's
Creepshow.
anthology.
Yeah. But I feel like this one's like
This-
a found footage.
Yeah, but I think this
That's
is
hype.
also the first time technically we're doing this one and then we're doing other ones in the franchise. So that's a first.
Yeah, definitely. But we are coming to you today to talk to you about 2012's VHS. But before we do that, gentlemen, it is now time for your Slice of Life.
God,
Very nice. Very nice.
Hit us with that shit.
So, just another normal week at work. Kind of slow, but it did pick up today. So, I actually had some stuff to do. So, today flew by, actually. Like, I was so friggin' busy. I didn't know what to do. So, that was today. Friday, hung out with my good friend, Mr. Gene Smith, for a good part of the day. Yeah. Oh, speak of the devil, there he is. There's
there
Gene
he
right there.
is.
And he came over to help try and fix my broken hard drive, which it was a little. He didn't have what he wanted with him to do it, so he took my hard drive with him, and hopefully he's going to be able to get it fixed. But if he doesn't, no big deal. So while he did that, we hung out and watched the awesome classic movie Ski School.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was a fun ass movie. And then after we watched Ski School, we watched the episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia that ripped off Ski School.
Fuck yeah.
So that was a blast too. So we did that Friday. Saturday was my oldest daughter's birthday, so we went. Saturday was the last fucking day of bowling. No more bowling for 6 goddamn months. Hallelujah. 6
Thank God.
long months. So bowling is over, and we had a little birthday party for her and had a nice little get together. Let's see, what else do we do Sunday? We also did some gaming over the weekend. Did some Phasmophobia with the boys here.
Yeah.
We did.
And let's see, yesterday was just cleaning, and I watched this movie. It was a pretty rather uneventful weekend, aside from, like I said, my daughter's birthday, which is really cool. I have a 15-year-old now. I'm really feeling really fucking old.
Yeah. Well, wait till you have a 24-year-old.
I don't know if I'll live that long.
Yeah, well, I didn't think I would either, and I'm almost there. I got a couple more months.
So yeah, it was a pretty chill weekend. Didn't do anything. I know this upcoming weekend being Easter weekend. I think Friday's about the end of the day. I'm not doing anything. Saturday I have another birthday party to go to, and Sunday's Easter. So yeah. So aside from that, not much. Bobby, how was your weekend, buddy?
My weekend was good. Friday, what did I do Friday? Friday was just a chill. It was a chill night. Why is it I'm blanking on what I did? I'll come back to Friday. Saturday was me and my fiance, we got up, went to the gym. We actually went axe throwing with a couple friends of ours, which I haven't actually done in a year, and that's always fun. So we went there, we did that for about an hour or so. We had lunch, and then we came home and chilled out. We finished up Yellow Jackets, we were watching TV, and that's it. I bought her, and she bought Chinese food for us for dinner, for my mom, me, and her. I love Chinese food. If it's good Chinese food,
That shit runs right through me, man. I can't eat it no more.
What did you get?
I got Kung Pao chicken. George likes this.
Yeah, that's what I go for too.
Well, I usually go between that and General Tso's. I love General Tso's chicken. And some places put the peppers in there, and some
I
don't.
love it with
So,
the peppers
depending.
in. Without it, it's a little on the sweet side.
Yes. So
chicken.
I love it with the peppers. And we just chilled. I was Phasmophobia with the boys. And then Sunday, I did some food shopping with her. And then my buddy's parents, who live across the street from me, I was helping them move some stuff because they're moving down by him now. So I was doing that. I meal prepped. And then I chilled out and watched this movie. And today, worked a little later. So I'm tired right now. But other than that, it was a good weekend. And I got no complaints about it. Lord
Let's
Scuba.
see. Friday, what did I do Friday? I played Phasmophobia with the boys. Friday night, had a late steak dinner. I want to say we ate dinner at like 10 o'clock at night Friday night because we couldn't decide what the hell we wanted to eat. And so finally Mel went to go buy some big ass T-bones, and that's what we ate. And then after that, I had to run to a bar that I was covering at this weekend because I didn't know how to use their system. They run a different karaoke system than what I'm used to using. So I had to go Friday night. That's why I didn't jump back on Phasmophobia because I forgot I had to do that shit. So I went over there, stayed out there for a little bit, just so I could get a hang of the system. And Wick came home. Mel was passed out. We were supposed to play Repo, but yeah. So while we were playing Phasmophobia, Ben was playing with us also. And so Ben has PSVR. And so he's like, oh, I don't know if it'll work. And I'm like, well, try it. I mean, fucking hop on, play with us. So we're in the truck and we notice that Ben is crouched down and he's like, I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know why it's doing this. And I'm like, Ben, are you sitting down? And he's like, yeah. Well, that's why your character's crouching. I mean, it was the funniest shit ever.
He was running around like a duck.
Yeah, he was running around like a duck.
Oh, that's fucking great. Oh, real quick. Now I remember what I did Friday. My brother and his wife came over with my baby niece.
Okay,
Sorry,
there you go. There you go.
I forget something.
Yeah, and so did that, came home, was supposed to play some Repo with Mel, but she was already in bed asleep. So I was like, fuck it. We just went to bed. And then Saturday, what did I do Saturday? I know I did something and I was like, shit, I need to tell the boys. Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't even that. Saturday, I had to wake up early because I had a work event, daytime work event that I got to DJ at. That was my assigned job for the day job. Like I had to sit there and play music for a kid-friendly Easter event that we had. Mind you, I am not a kid-friendly DJ when I DJ at the bars that I DJ at. So it was very hard to come up with a playlist of music that was appropriate for children and military families. So I ended up playing just a lot of like,
well, Dead Skin Mask. Come on, it's military family. Just throw in a little Slayer.
Well, I mean, and normally, yeah, that would have been good, but my boss was there, so I couldn't do that. But I ended up playing just a lot of like 80s and 90s, popular stuff. And then some little kid requested You're Welcome from Moana. And after that, it was just nothing but kid songs. So, but they had a blast. We had over 1,500 Easter eggs. We had a good turnout. There was tons of free hot dogs. We gave away free food. So there was tons of hot dogs. And then after that, Mel and I went to Sam's Club. I had just renewed our membership at Sam's Club because I did an adult purchase on Thursday. I bought a deep freezer. I'd been wanting a deep freezer for the longest time. I went to Sam's Club and they had a 7 cubic foot deep freezer, which isn't super big, but it's a good size. It was only $150.
Ooh, that's
so
a steal.
How could I pass that up? So I bought the deep freezer. Saturday after the event, I told Mel, let's run over to Sam's. I want to stock up on meat. I spent $300 on meat, guys. $300, but we are set with meat for months. So I put everything in freezer bags, split everything up. I did portions. So if somebody wants to make pork chops, boom, there's a baggie with 2 pork chops in it. Fry your pork chops up or cook them however the hell you want. You're good to go. Also bought just a whole bunch of stuff I could throw in there. Quick snacks for Charlie. She loves waffle fries. She loves Chick-fil-A. So Maker's Mark makes a little chicken nugget that tastes exactly like Chick-fil-A. You can't tell the difference. So I bought a big bag of that. Ended up spending over $300. That's right at $300. I think it was like $299 or something like that at Sam's Club. And then what did I do after that? I didn't do anything. Mel had to go to work. So then I went into work at this bar that I used to work at. So it used to be called Players, and that's actually where I met Mel. We both worked at this bar together, and that she was a bartender, I was a DJ. That was the first place that I met her. I have not worked there in years. So they now changed the name to Sing Bar because it's strictly karaoke bar, whatever. It's awesome. This bar made me realize that I am completely done DJing on the weekends. I was so fucking busy that I kind of just like realized that I don't like peopling on the weekends anymore, especially when there's alcohol involved. And I'm not partaking in the alcohol. It's just not, it's not for me anymore. I did
That's
make some
fair.
good money. You know, I made some good money, but I think at one point I had like 40 singers up, and that is like stupid ridiculous. Like stupid. I have not been that busy in forever, but I was just covering for my friend Adrian. His sister got married, so he had to go to her wedding or whatever. And so that was that. And I'm like, yeah, I forgot what it was like to work at a busy bar. And so I'm good. I'm good. It's out of my system. I'm good with my slow Wednesday nights at the exchange where I only work 3 hours and I make more money. I'm good. I'm good. And then Sunday, what did I do Sunday? Sunday, Mel reminded me, I just had the worst day on Sunday. It was just like shitty thing after shitty thing all day. And to top it off, what made it the absolute worst, Mel was excited to go to her employee appreciation party. Her company was throwing at the exchange that we both work at, was throwing an employee appreciation party. Now, the cool thing is that they rented a condo out on the island for their employees. Mel works Saturday night. Mel's the only employee that works Saturday night. So she was the only one who did not go out to the condo and get shit-faced Saturday night. So we got up, we started getting dressed. It's about a 40-minute drive to the island, and it's about 3:00. And I'm like, well, let's leave early. Dinner's supposed to be at 5. We'll leave a little early, go do some things with Charlie, because they have a whole bunch of cool shit out there. They have like this giant, it's a store, like a souvenir store, but it has this giant great white out in front of it that you can stand in and take pictures in and stuff. Like, it's pretty cool. So she calls one of her friends and she's like, hey, like, dinner's still on for 5, right? And Alex is like, no, it got pushed back till 7. I hadn't eaten breakfast. I didn't eat lunch because we woke up at like 11:00. So I did not want to eat if we were going to eat at 5, because I'm like, if I eat now, I'm not going to be hungry because of my medication. So when I heard that we were not going to eat until 7, I looked at her, she looked at me, and she's like, oh, we're going to have to pass. You know, that's too late for us because it's a 40-minute drive out there. Then it's a 40-minute drive back. And then we have the baby. So we didn't go. We ended up going to eat at Grimaldi's. She had never had Grimaldi's before. So we went and had Grimaldi's pizza, and she absolutely loved it. And then we walked around the mall, showed Charlie the Easter Bunny, came home, watched this movie, and I am ready to talk about it. But one more thing. Today I found out that every year we have nominations for an award here in Corpus. There's a magazine called The Bend, and people nominate their favorite, music artists, podcasts, a bunch of different things. There's a bunch of different categories. I had no idea that I was nominated for Somewhat Supernatural back in February. I made it to the top 5. So
Nice.
Somewhat Supernatural is in the top 5 for best podcast in the Coastal Bend, which is really weird because I haven't fucking put out an episode all year, but still pretty cool nonetheless. So hopefully we'll see if I win. I think I'm not expecting to win because I'm up against some really, really good podcasts, especially here locally that people listen to and love and stuff. But it was just really cool even to be part of the top 5. Voting ends March 5th. So if you are on my Facebook page, go to the link, click it.
You mean
don't
May
have
5th,
to be
maybe?
May 5th. That's what I meant.
I was gonna say March 5th. That's like almost a month. That was
May
a month
5th.
ago.
But click on it. Vote for Somewhat Supernatural if you can. You don't have to be local. That's the best part. So you could totally help me out in winning this thing. I'd appreciate it because I've never won anything in my life. So let's do it. But now that I'm done, let's talk about this movie. Whose pick was this? This was a Chad Daddy pick. With Chad
By the way,
Daddy.
did you see who's in the chat there?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mr.
Johnny,
our
Big
buddy the
Johnny.
Flugmaster.
So just because, we didn't even say where Big John was. We just said he wasn't here. Big Johnny D is on vacation. The Fluff Master is living it up on the beach right now, doing the damn thing. I
and
picture
regretting going to the beach.
and regretting going to the beach, which is fine, whatever. We've all had those dad moments. But I envision John sitting on the beach, sunglasses, shirtless, Hawaiian shorts, and just enjoying it. That's
Cold
just in my
beverage
mind.
With a blunt.
Cold beverage with an umbrella, maybe a pineapple. He's got a pineapple. Yeah.
I don't know about the blunt because I don't know if it's legal in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, that's right. He's in Myrtle Beach.
But what they don't know doesn't kill anyone.
Well, that's true too.
Anyway.
Johnson. Yeah. But all right, Chad Daddy, take it away. Let's do the damn thing.
We're here to talk about VHS, released October 5th, 2012. A group of misfits are hired by an unknown third party to burglarize a desolate house in the countryside and acquire a rare tape. Upon searching the house, the guys are confronted with a dead body, a hub of old televisions, and an endless supply of cryptic footage, each video stranger than the last. Now, buckle up. We got a lot of names.
A lot.
This is an anthology, so each one's directed by a different person. So directed by Adam Wingard, Tape 56, David Bruckner, Amateur Night, T.I. West, Second Honeymoon. You guys
Ty
remember
West.
that, T.I. West. Glenn McQuaid, Tuesday the 17th. Joe Swanberg, The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily When She Was Younger. And Radio Silence, 10/31/98. Written by, all segments were written by their respective directors, except The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily When She Was Younger, which was written by Simon Barrett. Produced by Roxanne Benjamin, who did The Devil's Candy and Body at Brighton Rock. Gary Binkow, Finding Neverland, The Nanny Diaries, and Brad Miska, Kids vs. Aliens, which is a spinoff of VHS 2.
Yeah.
And Terrifier 3, starring... Bobby, you might want to get a drink for this.
So before Bobby starts, John said there's a bunch of weed shops everywhere down here.
Oh, okay. So
Hell
there it is.
yeah, buddy.
They get away with it because that's a good revenue down there. That's more than likely.
I mean, it's tourist town, so might as well.
Exactly. All right, buckle up as well. Keep it tight, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's keep a count of how many names he fucks up.
Shut up. Tape 56, starring Calvin Reeder as Gary, Lane Hughes as Zach, Kentucker Aldi as Rox, Adam Wingard as Brad, Frank Stack as Old Man. Amateur Night, Hannah Fearman as Lily, Mike Donlin as Shane, Joe Sykes as Patrick. Second Honeymoon, Joe Swanberg as Sam, Sophia Takal as Stephanie, Kate Lynn Shield, close enough, as Girl. Love it. Tuesday the 17th, Norma C. Quinones as Wendy. Quinones, whatever. Drew Moerline, close enough, as Joey Brenner. Janine Yoder as Samantha. Jason Yakachan, perfect, as Spider. Bryce Burke as The Glitch. The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily When She Was Younger. Helen Rogers as Emily. Daniel Kaufman as James. Liz Harvey as the New Girl. Corey Fitzpatrick as Girl Alien. Isaiah Hillman as Boy Alien. And 10/31/98. Chad Villela as Chad. Matt Bettinelli Olpin as Matt. Tyler Gillette as Tyler. God damn it. I hate that their names match their names. Paul Natonek as Paul. Nicole Erb as the girl. And John Walcott, God, I can't do it today, as the cult leader. Body count total of 17. And we have a new count for this one. Booby count is a total of 9. 9 boobies.
9 boobies, yes, 9 boobies. And you only messed up 8 names, Bobby. Only 8 names. Bravo. For all the names that were there, that's
and a couple A couple of them, they were just a little tongue twisted. So, that happens to all of us.
And you know what? The Spanish one that I should let that one slide because that is hard. That is hard. So
Yeah, because I don't think of it as like Nunez or something because there's no accent or something. I don't think of it that way either.
Yeah. All right. Music by Lucas Clyde. Cinematography by Adam Wingard. Glenn McQuaid, Radio Silence. T.I. West. Victoria K. Warren. Andrew Draws Palmero. Edited by David Bruckner. Glenn McQuaid. Ty West. Simon Barrett. Matt Battinelli. Open. Tyler Gillette. That is a fucking hard name. Effects and makeup by Blake Myers, Lino Stavol, Neil Jonas, Joe Laughlin, Justin Martinez, and Glenn McQuaid. Distributed by Magnet, releasing runtime of 116 minutes, MPAA rating R. Budget of $242,000, and it grossed $1.9 million. Gentlemen, let's discuss this movie.
Hey, a round of applause for getting through that long list of names. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, we all did this.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it, boys. We did it.
I remember the first time seeing this. It was interesting, but I got to tell you, it was creepy the first time.
This was my first watch.
Okay, so with it being your first watch, now here's the thing. This is going to be a hard review to do because we can't review this like we normally would. Now, at the end, when we get to our questions, yes, we can. But I think we should just run down the list of segments and just discuss very briefly of what we thought of each segment and then the movie as a whole.
Right.
All right.
That's it. Okay.
So tape 56, first sequence. That's the opening sequence that we get, which plays, 3 more times throughout the entire movie? 3 or 4 more times? Yeah. So that one's split up. But we open with just these gang of guys that are going out filming. They're doing some things.
They're doing some total douchebaggery things.
Yes. And it's very, for the time, I feel like there was a lot of people doing these kind of things for internet fame back then.
You name
for
it.
Views and stuff.
Whatever they wanted, they were going to do it.
But with it being your first view or your first time watching it, Chad Daddy, I want to hear from you first.
So we're talking about just this segment here?
Let's talk about tape 56.
Okay, so let's talk about tape 56. So I knew basically what it was about going into it because, of course, I have to do the show notes before I watch the movie. I don't have to, but I usually do the show notes Sunday morning, and then I watch the movie late Sunday. So I knew going into it what to expect, and it was going to be these guys just running around being total dickbags. I knew that they were going to be hired by some unknown person to find this tape. Now, I wasn't expecting to absolutely completely hate every single one of them, but I did.
Yeah,
there's zero emotional connection to them because they're just total D-bags.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you could call them frat boy D-bags. They're even a level below that.
They're like trailer park D-bags.
Yes.
That's how I saw them. They're just those dudes that live in the trailer park that have no ambition for anything except to go out and cause fucking total bullshit in the community.
Yeah, because they're going around there beating the shit out of people, ripping girls' tops off, and they're doing it because they get paid for $50 for every video that they post.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. So these guys, they're not likable people, and they have to go and break into somebody's house and steal a tape. And so they go in, and the house is completely empty, and they do find a room with a dead body, which, how the fuck did they know it was dead?
Yeah, they didn't even poke the guy. They didn't do nothing.
Yeah, they didn't do check. Anything. They just looked at him, and they're like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, and he didn't even look dead. There was no, he just looked like he was asleep.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, he smells really bad. I mean, some people don't bathe, they stink. You can't think he's dead just because he stinks. So that all happened, and they find, all these tapes, yada, yada. And then so the one guy sits there and he starts watching the tapes, and then the other couple go down through the house looking for. The guy told him whatever tape they're looking for, you'll know it when you see it. I'm guessing they didn't really find it because they didn't know it. And so a whole bunch of shit happens, and the one guy sits there with a dead body and pops in the first tape, which leads us into the first segment. And that would be
Amateur Night.
Amateur Night.
Amateur Night, yeah. And so that one got a spinoff that I didn't know about there was a film called Siren. I think John was telling me about.
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either.
But I feel like this, for me, Amateur Night, that one weirded me the fuck out, especially because I work in bars, and it's such a cool concept that we've all been that age where we would go. Well, I don't know about you boys, but I was that age where I went to the club with my boys looking to, find somebody to take home that night.
Dude,
And
I love the one bar they went to because it was like a total dive bar.
yeah,
Yes.
Like, those are the places I
those are
drank
the
at all
best.
the time.
Oh yeah, those are the
Yeah,
best.
dive bars are the best.
Those are the only bars I work at. I only work at dive bars. I love dive bars.
Those are the bars where you get dollar kamikaze nights, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Mm.
So this one kind of hit me more than any of the others, just because it puts that thought in your head, like, okay, cool, you're trying to take home this random girl, whatever, and she's cute and she's all about you, but then you have these douchebag friends that are just super rapey, and you could tell that our main guy wasn't that. They kind of forced him into it because he didn't want to wear the glasses. He didn't want, he didn't want to partake the way that they wanted him to.
Yeah.
So I feel like in this one,
Yes, Gene is right. The commercial, it's a place we used to drink at.
nice. So John's gonna give it a 3.4, just to have that in your notes.
I'm gonna write that down just so I don't forget that.
So I in the Amateur Night, you don't know what you're getting into when you first watch it. You're just following these guys that have these glasses on. They're going out, having a good time, and then we get
like you have to point out the main reason that they specifically have glasses with the camera in it is because they wanted to make a porn.
Yeah, they wanted to make a porn, and so that's what they wanted to do. Oh yeah, they were totally going to try to cross swords. Definitely. He was a little too
They were
excited
all
for
way too eager that was not going to happen. That was going to happen.
But Lily was actually cute. She was very cute, very innocent looking, and she didn't want anybody but our main guy. I forget his name. But she was all about him. She liked him. She wanted him. So I wonder if he would have slept with her if she still would have ended up killing everybody or even killing him. Or did she just kill him because he rejected her, essentially?
I'm thinking that is why. I think if he would have went with her, it would have ended much differently. So what happens, like it shows them, they're all getting drunk. They're doing cocaine in the car. So they go back to their hotel room. The one girl is so drunk and high that they took back that she just passes out.
And dude was totally going to date her.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, he was. But then...
big time.
But then the other guy pointed out that Lily was there, so he went over to Lily, which was kind of a dick move, man. Like your friends, she's about your friend, but then you go on but like you said, they were there to make the porn, so that was the bigger.
That's what they were going to be happening.
Yeah,
and he wasn't just trying to cuck the guy; like he was inviting him in with him.
Yeah, and then Lily invited him in, and he was about to do it, and then he changed his mind.
And real quick, what you guys just said, I think it would have been a little different had he did sleep with her. I still think the result would have been the same, probably for him. I think she still would have maybe killed him, but maybe the other two would have not found out, maybe till later, or never found out. It probably would have been something quiet.
Brody. I don't know that she would have killed him. And then, like I said, maybe they expand upon it in Siren. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if they expand upon the lore and exactly like what happens if a siren does sleep with you.
Maybe not kill him or take him away. Take him away. Maybe.
I don't know why she's a succubus. Sirens are. I don't know why they called her a siren because she's not a siren.
Yeah, she's a succubus.
They don't have wings.
Yeah. But I thought that was pretty cool too, the way he dies at the end by Lily basically sprouting her wings and dropping him down. Or does she drop him down, or is it just the glasses that fall?
Just the glasses.
I thought it was just glasses.
It was just the glasses.
Maybe he went on to be death by snoozu later on. So
that could be because that's what succubi do.
Oh, but then that one dude that got his dick ripped off.
Oh,
yeah. She did not like the guy that stopped dude bro from date R-ing the other girl. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, she did not like him. She hissed at him the whole time.
Yeah.
Just didn't like him. So he tried to go over and have his fun with her. And it started with her biting him on the hand, which is the start of this whole thing.
Which he was
Now,
very like clearly. Well, obviously he was drunk and everything, but it was like he was just she bit my hand. Like everybody else would be screaming.
I wonder if she didn't like him because he wasn't able to bring home a mate.
Maybe.
Because he was the only one who didn't bring a girl home. So maybe that just, maybe to her species or whatever, that just shows that.
He's inferior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
I can see that.
That's an interesting thought.
I don't know. I don't know.
So yeah, she rips I think it's like she rips the first guy's throat out or something. She kills him. You don't really see what she does to him until you see like his body.
Yeah.
And the other dude, she just absolutely eviscerates and rips off his private
wiener. His wiener's gone.
And you see it throw across the room. You're like, oh.
And so the main dude panics and he runs the fuck away, which I didn't think he's even going to escape the room. So,
but I think she let him get away because she still was infatuated with him, because we even see she's still trying to mate with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even in the stairway after he breaks his arm, which looked gnarly, that when they showed his wrist just pointing out, I was like, oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah, and he's laying there and she just starts giving him a slobber right there.
And I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could perform in that situation, but I told Mel, I said, I would do it. I don't 10 out of 10. I'm smashing.
He might not have been able to,
get
his general up because of all the fear-induced panic and everything. And
not only that, I think it'd be pretty hard to look at her, in the middle of your forehead. It's just a little split open.
Yeah, so when you see her, like, her head is, like, split open.
But that was really cool because they show you from the get-go that she looks different. She has that line.
Yes.
She has that little scar-looking thing there.
Yeah. Which I'll agree with. She is a good-looking girl, but the whole time I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, yeah, you're a good-looking girl, but it wasn't even the mark that was off. The eyes for me.
She had these big eyes. She had these big eyes.
Those eyes for me, I'm like, no, yes, no.
No, I would. I totally would have. I don't give a shit. I totally. Now, what would have thrown me off is her weird feet. That I would have been like, ah.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. So
oh yeah,
her toes off.
That guy didn't even notice. All of a sudden, he was just like, "I'm going in." The guy's like, "Yo, look at her feet." He's like, "No."
I mean, and even when they were undressing her, you could see like the veins and stuff. Like it didn't look right.
No, it didn't look normal.
But you got to remember too, they were drunk. They were, they had been doing a lot of coke, so they were highly impaired.
Nice.
I've spoken to the actors that played her. Oh, you lucky bastard! She's hot. I don't care. I would have done it. I would have hopefully lived to tell the tale of the day that Scuba Cabra banged a succubus. But no, all in all, I thought this segment, Amateur Night, I thoroughly enjoyed this segment just because I said I was one of those dudes at the bars trying to get chicks home. That is something that I lived. That was a huge part of my early 20s. And so this one, I've always liked it. And then she has no lines except for I like you. Yeah. And it's so just, it still gives me chills.
You see her like trying to say something other than that, and she can't. She like mouths words, but nothing comes out.
Nothing comes out.
What does comes out is like a choking sound.
Yeah. Yeah. And all she can say is, I like you. And it's just super creepy. It's simple.
I love that sequence for the fact that it's literally something everybody does. And by that, I mean, everybody's out at bars. Everybody's trying to pick up someone. I don't mean the stuff that actually happens in the hotel room. So you watch that and it gives you that fear of, you really don't know. God damn it.
Gene.
I just love that Gene and Brody going back.
Brody right now.
But it gives you that fear of, you don't really know what another person is, or, it's far out there, this kind of thought, but it's like, no, not in this day and age. You don't know.
Yeah.
it's a very scary fucking thing. That's for
And
sure. For
especially,
anybody, for everyone who's out there, please, I feel
perfect, thing to talk about on Somewhat Supernatural, like that's, you don't know what's out there. You don't
But
know.
I'll tell you what though, dude. I would not want to be in the dating pool now.
Hell no. I'm good. I'm
No.
good where I'm at.
Same.
you can say that again. Oh yes.
I
So
have
we
not
get
had.
another. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was gonna move it along and say I think we get another wraparound segment in between these two.
Yes, we do. We get
yes.
another wraparound segment, and then we go into Second Honeymoon. So with Second Honeymoon, we get this road trip, this couple that's on a road trip. It looks like they're, I don't know, kind of like a tombstone area somewhere in
Yeah, it's somewhere in Arizona. We know that.
Arizona
Yeah.
is where they are. Yeah.
And so this one for me is kind of lame.
I hated it. I hated
yeah,
it.
the ending of it's just kind of
It
like,
was stupid. It was just. I wouldn't even label this segment as horror. It's more like this is like Dateline.
yeah,
This
essentially.
And
So
this
the
is
story-
where
Okay, here's.
Okay.
So it's these two. I guess they're on a second honeymoon, just traveling through the West, just driving around, seeing the sights. You see them stopping at different little like frontier town, they call them, things like that. All
Yeah.
these little tourist traps, and I didn't really kind of get this strong impression that they were a couple.
No, not
no,
at
it
first.
was
Because
very
They didn't feel
fe-
coupley. Like they could have just
it felt
easily felt like brother and
strained.
sister. Yeah, they did. It did felt strained and forced. Like they didn't, almost like they didn't really get along the greatest.
I mean, they
And
were
did
sleeping
you
in separate
notice?
beds.
Well, wait. I'm getting to that. So did you notice what she said when she was talking about the room? Which, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense when you take the ending into account. She said that he got him the room and he didn't book ahead. She said he got us a room with only 2 beds. She didn't say he got us a room with 2 beds. She said he got us a room with only 2 beds. And I thought that was really weird because Steph picked up on that too.
Huh.
I totally did not.
It could just be a writing flub or something, but she said he got us a room with only 2 beds.
Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was a flub or something, but I think that we're supposed to see them the way you saw them, how they're not really clicking, and that's kind of the whole point, is that they're not, while they are on this second honeymoon, it's not really clear that they're on this second honeymoon.
Yeah.
It just kind of seems like they're on a road trip or something, and we really don't get that connection with them until later on when he actually tries to put the moves on her and you see the wedding ring. When I saw he's talking in the car or something, she's recording him. I saw the wedding ring. I'm like, oh, they're married. It's a married couple. But then maybe they just weren't going through, or they're going through issues or whatever. Now, when she read the little card that she got from the prospector Zoltar machine that said, you were going to have a meeting with the loved one or whatever, reconnection with the loved one, that was something that I never picked up on the first time I watched it. What do you want, son? I'm in the middle of a podcast. Boys, continue.
I just saw his hands emoting.
We were watching him come in.
Like he's gesturing.
Sorry. He was asking me where his pre-workout is. Like, I fucking know where it's like, do I look like I work out? No.
It's definitely, and I do agree with John a little bit. This is definitely one of the weakest ones of this entry.
It wasn't
it's also
scary.
It's also one of the most douchey ones too, in the sense of obviously how it ends.
Well,
Yeah.
I just feel like they try to paint lesbianism in this like Selma and Louise type thing, where they're trying to get away with the murder and they set him up.
That's what didn't make any sense. So at some point they're at this hotel room. There's a knock at the door, and there's a girl asking them for if they could give her a ride in the morning. And then which I thought was weird. Now I guess it kind of makes sense, where she just looks out there and she's just videotaping the girl walking back and forth.
Yeah.
And he said, he just got this real creepy vibe where he didn't feel threatened. He just felt something wasn't right about her. So they go to sleep, and then you see the camera turn on in the middle of the night, and it's somebody. You kind of assume that it's the girl at first, and it turns out it's the girl that was at the door, I guess, that's videotaping them. She pulls out a knife, and it looks like she's trying to possibly cut the girl. I keep wanting to call her Emily, but that's in a different segment. And and then she takes and runs the guy's toothbrush around in the fucking toilet.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that made me squirm more
Which then
than
you see
anything
him brushing
else.
his teeth the next morning. So long story short, they go through all this other stuff. Then he shows the girl shows up again in the middle of the night and stabs him in the fucking throat completely unprovoked. And then it shows her looking in the mirror and the other girls in her bra and panties kissing her all over. So, apparently she had a secret lesbian lover or something. Why did he have to die then? It just seems so.
It
There was
seemed
no
like there's
reason.
no
pointless.
indication
no
that he was
reason.
there's no indication that he was abusing her, that he was a dick to her. I mean, it kind of seemed like there was something off about them, but why did he have to die?
But more so, here's what I don't get. Okay. I don't care if I'm going with my wife and we book a room that only has 2 beds.
We're
We're
sleeping
not
in the same
sleeping
bed.
in, we're sleeping in
Yeah.
the same bed. Why the
Yeah, I didn't
fuck were they
understand
sleeping in
because
separate beds?
those were decent sized beds
They
too.
were queen size beds.
Yeah.
So people could have fed on
They-
there
You can
easily.
fit 2 people
Easily.
in there. You're good.
So
Yeah,
I'm
Steph had that
wondering
too.
if the plan was supposed to be, and it got pushed back. So let's say he did book a room that had multiple places for other people to sleep the way he was supposed to. If the original plan was she knocks on the door, they invite her in because she doesn't have a place to stay, and she killed him that night. Like, I wonder if that was the initial plan, but the plan kind of got screwed up and it had to be pushed off until she could get back in the room, which kind of doesn't make sense to me because you see the wife put the lock on the door. She puts the lock on the door. So did she wake up and unlock it? Because what we see next is,
So maybe the girl was expecting the wife to answer the door.
yeah. I don't know. This one just did not hit for me.
Yes,
all.
John, you're right. Dirty one,
Yeah.
sleeping the other.
Yeah, no, this one, the only, like I said, the only thing that stands out of it is it's the douchiest one. Like I said, the way it ends, I'm like, oh, that was just very douchey.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely the weakest in the whole anthology, and was not one that I enjoyed. I felt like I wasted time watching that, and it just felt so out of place in this because all of the other ones had some kind of like supernatural aspect to it, and this didn't have that. It was
like
just
I said, it was a Dateline episode.
Yeah.
They could have.
This
a lot
had
of
a
people
lock on the door that didn't work somehow.
A lot of people complain that this movie's too long, and they could have fixed that just by getting rid of that segment right there entirely.
100%. But then we move on to another in-between segment of Tape 56.
The funny thing is, at this point, I didn't even notice this, but Steph pointed it out that at some point between that segment and the previous segment and this segment, the body was gone.
Yeah. The body was gone in the chair.
Yeah,
the body was gone in the chair, which was a huge indication that either the dude was a zombie or something, or a ghost. I don't know. I don't know what the dude was. It doesn't really explain anything. So, but the body's gone.
He's just there.
Yeah, some other things happen, and then we move on to another segment called Tuesday the 17th, and we are introduced to two young men and 2 young ladies, a blonde and a brunette, that are driving to a lake. Now, where have we seen that before? Where have we, where have we seen that before? But where this movie is different from any other lake slasher that we've seen is you don't see this killer at all. When they're filming, it's a glitch. And I love that.
I love that as well.
We're introduced to these 4 characters and they're driving up, and one girl starts saying really weird shit in the camera that the dude's like, what did you say? What do you mean we're all gonna die here? Right there, and I'll be like, I'm out. Peace. I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing they should have thought was weird was the fact that she was telling them all different things to get them all to go up there. She told the girl it was going to be girls' night only.
Mm-hmm.
She told the guy it was just going to be the 2 of them. I don't know what the fuck she said to the third person because I don't think that was ever touched upon.
No, it wasn't.
Probably told him it was an orgy with the rest of them.
I think he was just there. He was just basically there to try and screw the blonde.
Yeah, which I mean,
pretty much.
you can't blame him for trying.
No, she was cute.
She was cute. She was. But I mean, this is just another slasher that
A fun,
took
cheesy
place at a left,
slasher.
but it was fun.
It was
It was
it was a nice twist on it
it
because like
was.
because you can't see the killer. Anytime you see him, it just glitches out. He's like this weird digital blur, and she
Yeah.
even mentions that. So turns out when and you see all these weird different glitches as this guy is recording, you'll see just like this random dead bloody body, and he's like, "What's going on with this? What is that?" And she, when they're driving up, no, it's after they drive. She looks at him and said, "You're all gonna die up here."
And then it's really shitty when she tells the guy her plan. Like basically, I just brought you motherfuckers up here to be bait
Yeah, that's
so
exactly
that
what
I
she
could
said.
so that I could catch this guy because nobody fucking believed me. My friends died. Fuck you guys. Essentially is what she said because these weren't her friends. Obviously,
Yeah.
these
No.
weren't her friends. These were just people that she wanted to use as bait to try to catch this killer. And everything she did fucking failed until the killer, as he should have, killed the final girl from whatever happened before. I really like that. She went back for
Yeah.
revenge. She didn't fucking get it. And now
I
she is
just I
part of this
love the
glitchy
fact
shit.
that I love the fact when she has him trapped on that freaking whatever that
Oh,
big
that,
bear
like-
trap looking thing, and
Yeah.
she just screams at him, "Why can't I record you?"
Yeah. But I thought that was a cool twist. I thought the glitch was a really cool twist.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, how would you have made your killer look
Mhm.
to make him different, to make
Would it-
him scary? This made it not only a slasher, but a supernatural slasher.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she couldn't even explain or describe him in any way what he looked
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
You know what I would love, though? I mean, well, not really love. I'm curious, though, because we're obviously seeing it through a camera. I'm curious what he looks like past that camera. Just
Yeah.
in general, not something I'd want to see on film. I just want to know what does he look like without the camera. But for the segment, it works. Now I'm just like, what does he look like without it?
We assume he's wearing red because it was always like a red blur.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the Flash.
Maybe the Flash.
Maybe.
And then we go back.
Or Daredevil.
Do you have anything else to say about this segment, or are we moving on?
No, we can move on.
No,
All right.
keep
So then
going.
we
It was
go
a very
back.
solid segment.
We get another tape 56 segment, and then we jump into the sick thing that happened to Emily when she was younger. I really wish you would have made a shorter title for that one because what the fuck?
It could have just been the sick thing
Seriously.
that happened to Emily.
Yeah, the sick thing that happened to Emily would have been perfect. So we're introduced to these two new characters now, completely different.
And this
movie.
one is all done via like almost like a Skype call.
Skype.
Like,
Yeah, this was like
Host.
Skype call.
Yeah.
This was like Host, but of course Host was infinitely better. But
And-
this wasn't a terrible segment.
No, not at
No,
all. It
no,
was
it was
kind of
good.
confusing if you didn't really pay attention to it. But what I did pay attention to were the nice boobies that we got in the almost beginning of this segment.
Yes.
Oh my Lanta. I had to go back and rewind. I was telling Chad beforehand. So I'm watching it, right? And she pulls out her boobs and I'm like, oh, boobs. But Charlie was talking to me. So I had to give Charlie my attention. And so a few minutes had passed and I was like, I got to rewind it, babe. I had my head on Mel's lap and I was like, I got to rewind it because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're talking about right now. So I got to rewind it. She's like, you just want to see her tits. So I said, yep. She's all,
I mean,
okay.
they were nicely shaped, perfect nipple placement.
Yes.
My
It was
God.
like, I had crafted them myself. But this
They
one's
were very
kind of
nice.
cool because you don't really know what's going on. You think it's a ghost at first. You think it's a paranormal flick, and then it ends up being something completely different. And we
Yeah, so she's hearing
aliens.
she's hearing these noises outside her door. She assumes naturally it's ghost activity because she opens up the door. There's nothing there. That's what you think, and it turns out that that's not it at all. That she has been being visited by these aliens for quite some time, and plot twist: her boyfriend's in on it.
yeah.
He's the surgeon.
He's this fucking surgeon.
for
And
them.
what the did he pull a fucking baby out of her
Yes, he
I
did.
don't
from
he
her
did.
back? What the
Hey, that's
fuck?
aliens don't give birth like we do.
This one, while it was good because I almost prefer it to stay a supernatural thing as to an alien thing.
I'm okay with it being an alien thing, though.
Yeah,
No, it was cool. It was a cool little twist. that we
I
find
like
out
the
that the
alien
alien
thing,
boy and
too.
girl are aliens.
They're hybrids there.
Yeah.
They weren't just
Yeah,
But were
because you find
those
out that he's.
her kids?
I don't know.
I don't
See,
think
because
so.
if he's been pulling the babies out of her, is he the one impregnating her and giving the, or are the aliens impregnating her and he's, you know what I
I
mean?
would think it's
That's-
aliens impregnating her.
Yeah, it's this. Your aliens
Like,
are
this has been happening
impregnating
for a
her.
while because he says, I don't think she can do this many more times or she's gonna
Yes.
die.
Yeah.
And she had this like tracking thing in her arm, and she has like like an open window. She's just digging around in there like
I
it's
was-
nothing. Like, oh, that was
I
very
was-
cringe right there. Like,
I
oh,
was
Gary.
just gonna bring that up. I was gonna say,
Gary.
does anybody else have a problem with that hole?
yes.
That's this fucking big,
and then she goes and
somehow
gets-
she's just like this.
She
Yeah,
gets
something's
scissors.
in
She gets
here.
no, it wasn't even scissors.
Well,
It
no,
was
no,
a
it was
big
a
ass
meat fork. It was a meat
Meat
fork.
fork.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
She was
gonna dig
gonna
it out
dig
with.
under there with it. Like, what the
Like,
fuck?
yeah, something's in here, honey. Honey, stop doing that. You're gonna get an infection. An infection. I'm pretty sure nerves are gone at this point, so it's fucked.
But I did have some questions because, like I said, at the end you find out that he's in on it. Not only is he in on it, she thinks he lives like a couple states away.
And
He literally lives. He lives like right there, like right next door. He's
Yeah,
there the whole.
he's the
entire
neighbor.
fucking time. Yeah,
He's the neighbor. He's the fucking neighbor. He's been living there the entire time.
Which
And she had
tells me
no idea.
he soundproofed his room. Had to have. Because you would have heard him. You could hear behind those walls. I guarantee it. Come on.
Oh yeah, he had to.
So
do something.
he definitely did something that's soundproof. That's how he was able to get away with it for so long.
But then another twist in this movie is that we find out that she is not the only one that he's doing this to. And then we get another pair of titties.
We're getting more titties.
More titties. Yes, we did. And those were
Which,
bigger.
those were nice too.
Yeah, those
very
were nice. Those were very nice.
Yes, they were.
They were a little bit bigger. Yes, they were.
They were both very cute brunettes.
Yes, they were.
Yes.
My favorite. All right, and then we go back to another middle segment where more shit happens.
The final.
Oh, it
middle
is.
segment.
It is the final segment,
Yes.
and the main guy. I'm just calling
the
him
segment
Mustache.
where everyone. This is the segment where everyone dies.
Everyone's dead. Homeboy goes down the stairs, or he sees a body that's headless and laughs at it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but if I walk in a room and one of my friends is fucking headless,
yeah.
I'm
Damn well
not
that was
gonna
one of your
laugh.
buddies.
Yeah. And then the head rolls in front of him. We see the old guy that is not dead, apparently. And the dude goes down the stairs. Then we see, I guess he's a zombie. Was he a zombie? Because he looks zombified.
He
was
sees
definitely-
something with his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked either zombified or it was a demon or some shit. I don't know. I said demon. That I was throwing phasmophobia shit in all of these movies. So it's a demon. And then the one
Dude.
in Tuesday
mentioned
17th, Revenant.
Yeah.
You mentioned phasmophobia. That gets us into this last segment, which, by the way, after it was over, looked at Steph. I said, that last house in that last segment would make a great phasmophobia house.
Yes, it
Yes,
fucking would.
yes,
And
it
Mel
would.
said, you know, this house looks very familiar. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she had never seen VHS before. This was her first time watching it. And she's like, that house looks very familiar. She's like, it looks like every single house that you go and do investigations at. It has a very similar layout to every single house that you've ever done an investigation at. I said, phasmophobia. But
So anyway,
but yeah, we find these four guys going to a party, Halloween party.
Yeah.
and
it.
they have no
Already,
idea
I
where
love
this
that
party
right
is.
there.
They have they're all dressed up as different weird things. Like the one dude's a fucking nanny cam. You think it's just a teddy bear and he's a fucking nanny cam. The other guy's the Unabomber. That was my favorite.
Yeah, that one was
God,
fucking
that was
funny.
great.
But so they're going around looking for this party, and they think they find it because they all suck at directions, apparently. Like, so they go up to this just
Yeah.
nice looking house, right? So they go up, and they're looking in the windows, and it's like there's nobody there. It's quiet. Why the fuck would you still go in? This is
Yeah,
supposed to be a party. There's supposed to be people there, so they're looking for a way to get in. So they go into this house, and they're just trying to find people. They're like yelling, they're looking, and this house is just suspiciously empty.
until they get upstairs and they
Until they get-
hear something going on and they think it's the party and they walk upstairs and what do they walk into? A motherfucking exorcism.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it
Either
was
an
an
exorcism
exorcism or
or a
if it was like a cult.
sacrifice.
I thought it was a cult sacrifice myself.
See, I thought
Probably-
exorcism at
Probably
first.
both.
I thought exorcism at first because of the way she was tied up and stuff, and because she was possessed and causing all that stuff. I thought it was an exorcism because it wasn't really clear what was
Yeah,
going on.
they don't really give you any sort of indication as to
Oh,
what
there's-
exactly it is.
And there's little clues going up to that, which lead up to some real supernatural shit because these guys, 3 of them go into a dark room and the other one goes off on his own, and they come running out just like screaming and laughing because hands reached out of the walls at them. They think it's all a special effect. They think this is a haunted house.
Yeah, they think it's a
like
haunted house. Yeah,
like a haunted attraction.
yeah.
And
I
the
mean,
one dude goes off, and it was a haunted house. The one dude goes off on his own, and he looks in the room, and he looks in the mirror, and he sees a little girl or a woman sitting in a chair, and he turns around and the chair is empty. So you're getting little snippets of what's to come. It looks like it's a haunting.
So no, it was real quick. So there's I just because this one reminded me of it, and it's pretty much very similar, except the difference is there were murderers in a basement. A guy had a neighbor. He was throwing a party, and there were a bunch of cars in the driveway. Long story short, the neighbor walks in trying to knock on the door. Door's open. There's nobody there. There's all these shoes trying to show that there's people there. Yeah, there were murderers in the basement. So this story reminded me of that. And that was a real life story too. They never found them. They never found the person they murdered. So this reminded me of that. So it's like, yo, walking into some houses again. Why would you? God.
Around here, that's a good way to get shot.
Yeah, down here too. You walk into my house without me knowing. Guess what? You gonna meet your maker.
Yeah.
Sure.
So anyhow, they walk in on this thing, and they all think it's part of the show. They're like, yeah. What does it say? Like burn her down or something weird like that.
Yeah, whatever they were chanting, they started chanting too.
And so these guys yell at the cultists or whatever they are, yell them to get the F out of there. And then shit really starts hitting the fan. You see these people just yanked up into the air and they disappear.
Yeah.
Which was great.
And I'm sorry, boys, but if the 4 of us ever went to a party and saw some shit and saw a motherfucker levitate, guess what? We're not going back upstairs.
Nope. Not
Call the fucking cops. Let the cops deal with it.
Listen,
I'm not trying to play hero.
That'd be the one time where it probably might be the 3 of you going, we're going to leave. You're going to turn around and be like, where's Bob? I'd be like, I'm gone. I am already out of the house.
Bobby's already gone.
Gone. Bye.
Bob's got the car. Bob's already in the car. Let's go.
He's got the car warmed up.
No, I mean,
car warmed up.
We get some pretty cool shots. We get some pretty cool shots after they go back up and release the girl, and they're trying to get her out because, of course, she's stabbed, whatever. And so they're carrying her out, and we see these arms just start coming out of the walls and stuff. And
such a cool scene, such a cool effect. I love that.
Even the birds flying across. I don't know why that creeps me out. That was just like a creepy thing to just have birds randomly flying in your house.
And they walk through these rooms, and there's all this stuff levitating that just flies at them.
Well, no, and it was funny because during this scene, I'm throwing ghost names out at Mel. So when they go into the kitchen, I'm like, poltergeist.
Yep.
So, but yeah, and so they get out, they get to the car. You think they save the day, and but they busted out their map because I guess apparently cell phones didn't exist back then. Whenever the hell this was supposed to take place, there's nobody. Oh, was this 98?
Yeah, it was
10/31/98.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So no cell phones, no GPS, none of that shit. So they have a paper map that they are trying to look through to find out, and they don't even know where the hell they're at. So what in the hell, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey!
Look at the Hawaiian shirt.
Woo! Vacation John. Look at
Vacation John. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
You know it.
I love the shirt.
You can tell he's on vacation by the Hawaiian shirt.
And no hat.
And no hat.
And no hat.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, brother.
How you guys doing?
Oh, you know,
good, buddy. How you doing?
Good. Better now.
You know. Yeah.
Where we at? Sorry, I figured I'd try to jump in if I could.
We are on the final segment, 10/31/98.
Oh, perfect segment. Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah.
How do I sound, by the way? I don't know if I'm using headbuds or earbuds.
Fine.
I mean, you're
good.
fine. You're fine. Yeah. You're fine for a
segment
second bid.
before we end this movie on the high segment, which I enjoyed.
Yeah. And I'm glad that they didn't go back to the initial segment and end it with that, because I think that would have been a very weak ending for it. So ending with this one, and especially the way these dudes die, That was fucked up because
Oh.
she's in the car and then she's gone. And then we see her and she fucking screams at the window. And you're like, oh, she's not right. She's not right. She's a fucking mimic. She's a fucking mimic. She was mimicking a human. She's not real. And the car's not starting, but we don't really see where they are until.
No, I could tell as soon as they stopped and the car wasn't starting, I could see the railroad tracks.
Well, see, and I didn't pay attention to that. I didn't pay attention to that
I didn't
until
either.
you heard the train. And when I heard the train a coming, I was like, oh, these dudes are fucked. The doors wouldn't open. They couldn't kick out the glass, and the movie is over.
Question for you, homies. Maybe he said something or not. The directors from that scene, they were the ones that did the two newer screens, correct? Do you know?
They did what?
Scream.
They did the two newer screens and Ready or Not, I think, right? That last segment.
I think it was Ready or Not for sure. The Screams. I'm not sure.
So the it's like a collective of directors. It's called Radio Silence.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they did Scream 6, maybe Scream 5 as well, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. Nice. No, dude, that last segment, ghost story wise, awesome.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You know, and we were talking about the other segment, the second honeymoon segment, how it just felt completely out of place in all
because there's no supernatural elements
at all. Nothing, no paranormal, no aliens, no nothing. It's just. I think that was the weakest out of all of them. They could have cut that one, and the movie still would have been fine.
That's a throwaway story. Like someone's like, "We need time. What can we put together?" Probably.
So Brody said yes. They are the ones that did Scream.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
fuck yeah, Brody. Thank you.
Bravo to.
Yeah, Ready or
Bravo
Not,
to
Scream
them.
and Scream 6, and I know Brody wasn't high, and I absolutely fucking love Ready or Not.
Oh, Ready or Not's a great
and
movie.
I like Scream 6 and 7.
You know what's crazy, and you guys probably won't believe me or not, but the wife and I literally marathoned in the last week all the screens. I don't know why I wanted to do it, but I did it.
And how do you feel?
I have a little. Well, I've never seen 3 or 4, and I know 3 is regarded as the most trashy one, but I actually was more entertained by that one than number 2.
Okay.
4 I actually liked.
Yep.
4's a good
And
one.
rewatching the series made me like 5 more than the first time, and I actually enjoyed 6 more the second time. So it's like, I'm not saying I'm a Scream fan, but I'm saying maybe I understand it more.
Yeah.
Same.
That's fair. That's
how I felt watching them again.
I have to do it, so I'm still not there yet.
I think I'm gonna sit down with the wife and watch them at some point because I think I've only watched the first 2 with her.
Well, I just got all the Final Destinations because Mel's never seen them, so we're gonna watch all the Final Destinations before the new one.
I can't wait for the next
do
one.
that too.
Yeah.
New one drops what, next month, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I actually saw I saw a commercial for it today at on my afternoon break.
Nice.
On TV. But so looking back on this segment, I kind of feel like the cultists were actually the good guys here.
Yeah, definitely, because they were trying to.
Oh, yes.
They were trying to sacrifice the witch or whatever. Brody said she was a witch. So it's kind of like at the beginning of Evil Dead 2013. If you think about it, they were just doing what they needed to do to save the day, and then it didn't work out for these guys. So, well, is there anything else you boys want to discuss, or should we hear what Brody has to say?
I'd love to hear what the Brody has to say.
Did you guys, and maybe you guys mentioned this movie, who do you think is douchier? The dudes in the segment that split up throughout it, or the dudes in the first Siren one?
I think they are equally douchey.
Yeah, they're
I would
like
also, I would also throw in the cunt from the second segment that had the lesbian lover that killed her husband.
Oh yeah, she's definitely there too. I would say she's below the other two. The other two are here.
So
she's like
the guys
right
the guys in the initial segment, we know that they go around sexually harassing women. Okay.
Not harassing, they're straight up sexually assaulting.
Yeah, sexually assaulting. Well, then we know the guys in the second segment are straight up
are also doing it.
The same kind of shit. But then we get the lesbian chick that has her fucking dude murdered because she wants to be with her lesbian. Just get a fucking divorce.
Yeah.
What? You're not going to get the goddamn insurance money. Get a fucking divorce.
Just leave.
Dude,
stage a kidnapping. Something.
Seriously.
The funniest part of that whole thing is like the level of progress that the killer girlfriend went. It was like, first, I'm just going to do pranks of like putting your toothbrush in the shitty fucking toilet. And then it's like escalates to murder by like 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, seriously.
But I was telling
So-
the boys, what I was telling the boys is I think that the initial plan was when she knocked on the door, that's when she was supposed to kill him, was that night. But he didn't let her into the room because Chad Daddy and Steph noticed that when the wife is talking to the camera, she says he got us a room with only 2 beds, meaning that there should have been more beds or more space for somebody
Yeah, but
else.
why would you need more beds if you don't have anybody else with you?
Exactly.
That's
Like I said, was that bad writing or was that a Freudian slip?
But I also don't know many hotel rooms that have 3 beds.
I've never been in a hotel room. Well, unless it's like a suite.
Like
Like
a suite.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm in one right now with 4. So
there you go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Mr. Fancy
5.
Pants.
Well, dude, it's a whole family. We're in a condo, so it kind of.
That's completely different. That's not a hotel room.
No, it is. No, you're right. It's better. Yeah, I mean that second segment just doesn't fit with the rest of the vibe of this film, dude. You got
No,
supernatural, paranormal, and all that shit, and then that's just like stalker.
Like I told the guys, the biggest complaint about this movie is it's too long. They could make it a lot shorter just by getting rid of that segment.
Yeah.
Get
Get rid of that segment.
That's easily what
I think even the interplay segment works so well just for like setting the motif of the whole movie, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay, they're scumbags. You don't like them, but still you're interested. Like, what are they dealing with?
Brody says knowing the guy who wrote it would have been bad writing. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of T.I. West either.
Oh, is that who wrote? Wait, that's who wrote that one?
Yeah, T.I. West.
That kind of explains it for me then, maybe. All right. Oh, shit. So, did the siren make the first dude eat his dick?
She was a succubus.
No, she threw
I'm sorry. Yeah, but you know the thing's
Yeah.
called siren. But yes,
Yeah.
she's a succubus.
No,
No,
but
like-
not the second dude. The second dude, she threw it.
No.
Did she
But
make
the
the
first
first
dude, she definitely like takes something and like puts it in his mouth.
I didn't even realize
rips
that.
him
It
off
might
the-
have been
That's
his
why I was like, I think she fed him his dick, dude. Like straight up.
I
Yeah, 'cause
saw
she
her
didn't
do
want-
that, but I don't know if it was his dick. I don't remember her ripping
She
that
didn't
part
want his
off.
dick. She did not want his dick.
I'm
He took it.
just
but-
saying it's very dark. It's hard to see with the grain. But if you go back and look it looks like the same it looks like the same fake dick that they used in the ripoff scene as well. Could be wrong.
Interesting.
But-
I'm gonna have to go back and look.
Yeah, now I got
If so, that changes that whole dynamic of that scene is literally just all dick ripping, dude. Like
Yeah.
pretty much, except for the last guy. She wanted him.
I like you.
She liked him. She liked him.
She liked him. She liked
that's like
him.
the only dude you kind of felt for a little bit because you could tell he had a glimmer of like, I don't know if I can do this.
Well, and he didn't want to. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
granted, he started taking his pants off, but I mean, she was grabbing his junk. She wanted
Yeah,
it.
but listen, there's always that moment of the bar, right? Where you're just like, I don't know. But if she's giving you the go ahead, well, that's game, right, dude?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the only person
That's all
that
I wrote.
survived, that was the passed out drunk chick.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she's
Did
gonna
she
wake
survive?
up. Yeah, she survived.
survive.
Yeah, they left the room.
She is gonna wake up and find 2 fucking dead bodies in that room
With dicks
with her.
everywhere.
How is she going to explain that shit?
So, not that I don't love the flyaway camera effect of how they pull that off and shit, because I thought it looked pretty cool. But it would have been cool if somehow if it went full circle and he ended up back in the hotel room to where the glasses fell, and then it continued to where you do see her wake up and see the carnage.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I
think that would have been too coincidental, though. Like, oh, the glasses just happened to fall in the doorway. Yeah,
It's all found footage, man. Sometimes that
Yeah.
shit just happens.
I know.
Fuck
All
yeah,
right.
dude.
Let's listen to what Brody has to say. Here we
Yes.
go.
Howdy folks, it's your King and Banger back for another episode of Gore and More, and this week I'm here to talk to you about VHS. Now, I've only seen this film twice in my lifetime, once back in the heyday and obviously tonight, and after viewing it tonight I have obviously mixed reviews about this film in general. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a massive found footage horror guy. I love all that shit. I mean, Blair Witch did that for me. It scared the fuck out of me when I was 9 years old. But I feel like this film has 3 great stories out of the 6 that are in this. And yeah, the other 3 are just sort of there to fill in time or make up the runtime length of this movie. So I'm just going to quickly start from worst to best. And my worst would have to be the whole story that sort of is the glue for this whole entire film, the wraparound from start to finish. I didn't like that at all. I felt it was very boring, very, at the times, just shaky cam to the point where I couldn't even see shit. And obviously, when we get them sort of steady shots in between certain changeover of the VHS, I just didn't really give a fuck about the old man coming in and out, like between each segment. I don't know. There was something about this one that I just didn't give 2 fucks about. It was really boring to me. So coming in at number 5 would have to be the masked stranger that keeps breaking into the motel room and trying to tamper with her ex and his new missus. That to me felt like it was familiar territory. I've seen this shit before. It felt like didn't even feel scary at times, and what really took me out of it, it felt like that they used the Sweet Ellis mask, that is a fucking fantastic film, and I just couldn't get that out of my head. I'm just like, oh my god, like, why the fuck did you have to use that type of mask? It really took me out of it. I can't stress enough, because that is a great film. But, I mean, I should put that shit aside. But either way, this one was really slow and boring. I just found it really hard to get into and just didn't give 2 shits about it. So coming in at number 4 is The Glitch Killer in the Woods. It's like these motherfuckers have been on peyote and just went, hey, man, did you watch The Lawnmower Man from back in the 90s? Virtual reality killer, man, but we'll have him in the woods. It's like, yeah, man, that shit fucking works. It sounds awesome. It's like, no, not for me, it ain't. Boring and weird, wacky, and fucked up and stupid. The more that I think about this one, the twist in it is probably its only saving grace. So coming in at number 3 for me personally would have to be the one where the guy uses women as like alien incubators type thing, like to give birth to alien species or whatever it may be. But it sort of plays off like it's a supernatural horror movie through the Skype session. And I mean, we just done Host recently, which is that film, and I was loving everything about it. The visual imagery that was sort of stuck with me in my head was very haunting at times, because you see this little girl like running around in the apartment behind the girl in this Skype session, and you're like, oh my god, it's a fucking ghost. And there was some creepy imagery there, but then it sort of does a 180 on the story, and it kind of makes sense. And I was like, that's something new and different and interesting. I'm actually digging that. So yeah, that to me comes in at number fucking 3. So coming in at number 2 would have to be a Johnny Dransack favourite, and that is the very first segment of the VHS film. I will admit, it was a little bit slow getting into it. I told John that, and then he was like, dude, did you see the dick getting flying off? I'm like, fuck, no, I didn't. So it's kind of a film like it's a blink and you miss it with certain reveals throughout the visual imagery, and I do like that.
Agreed, Mel. Agreed.
Like, oh fuck, how did I miss it? You could see her feet that are like claws, and the way that it slowly unravels this body horror, this transformation of this fucking beast, and the way that there's some actually pretty intense gore. Like when John said there's a dick that gets bitten off. How the fuck did I miss that? Sort of thing. So, yeah, I mean the way that I think it's very smart how it's like a camera in the glasses, and it's sort of like, just sort of the way that this thing plays out. Actually, you do think is, pretty fucking intense. It kind of reminded me of Jeepers Creepers, especially the ending to this. So obviously coming in at number 1 would have to be a Steve Vasquez fave, and that would be The Haunted House. I just had so much fucking fun with this. I mean, the CGI in this is a little bit shitty, but as expected. Yeah. I mean, it's meant to be found footage, so it's kind of hard to really navigate with, like, real quality, like, filming, and then trying to add certain elements to it. Like, it's not a very big production. I get that. It just adds more charm to the element of cheap filmmaking at times. But in saying that, the story I love so much, you think that this is another one of the things that's kind of like a blink and you miss it moment, where they see the Sheila, the witch, sitting on the fucking chair in the reflection of one of the rooms. That was fucking crazy. I had goosebumps thinking about it. The way that it plays out, and And yet again, does another 180 on the story. You know, you think that these guys are rescuing. Well, they think it's a joke, and then they rescue her, and then they're like, holy shit. And then they end up being on the train tracks, about to die because they rescued a witch. And what they should have just done is stayed out of these motherfuckers' business and let them kill this bitch. So, anywho,
Yep.
yeah, they are my rankings. So, yeah, all in all, a Gore and More score of a straight down the bloody middle 2.5, considering it speaks for itself. 3 great segments, 3 really shitty segments. Kind of balances out, you know, a little bit like Thanos. No, maybe not like that, but anywho, I got to mention the is a much better fucking film with better segments. That Alien segment, well,
Yes.
Alien Invasion segment,
Yes.
and the fucking cult.
I'll
Oh my
agree.
god, that shit is intense.
It's coming,
But
baby.
anywho, this is Kanga signing out. Look forward to hearing what you
Yo,
guys
that
have to
cult-
say about the film. I'll catch you motherfuckers next week. So, yeah.
Yeah, Brody. Thank
I
you.
know we're
Peace,
doing.
Brody.
I know
I'm
we're doing the second
disappointed.
one eventually, but the second one is.
I'm so disappointed I won't be on that episode.
Love the second one. That was
What if
actually
we-
my introduction. This was not my
I mean,
first.
yo, I mean, I'm not. If you want to, just switch it around with another one. If you, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
we can
think
switch
about
it
it.
out.
I'll
feel
think
like
about
you
it.
can.
Yeah, find one that that you've seen or whatever, and then just send us a video. We
Yeah.
can do that. We can switch
I'll
it.
think about it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
our
yeah.
show. We do what we want.
Ew,
That's right.
damn fleas.
Nah, I got fleas. I got fleas.
No, it's freaking my head is just caked with dirt and grease from being under the car all day at work.
Please.
I
Yeah.
haven't had a
So
chance to
Gene
shower
says
yet.
he's going 1.7. He deducted points because it's a found footage film rather than it just being a collection of stories. That's fair.
I
Found footage
gotta
isn't
say-
for everybody.
Brody's take on it surprised me. I thought he would have liked the Tuesday the 17th better.
Yeah, I thought he would have liked that one.
See, I love the glitch, dude. I thought it was
Oh, yeah.
fun.
Same.
Like
Same.
fun, just like yeah, it's your basic slasher, but it has something different to where it's
It
like,
throws
all
that
right,
twist.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
It throws that
I-
twist and gives a reason why nobody's ever seen the dude.
That to me, I would want that full feature.
Yeah.
Give me that full length.
Yeah,
movie.
I would like
that.
that.
Would be solid.
I think I would want I would
a little
want
bit of backstory, but not too much.
the sick thing that happened to Emily, the alien one. I would want to see that as a full feature. Maybe
But
not.
would you want to
Ooh.
keep it found footage?
Yeah.
I would not
No.
keep it found footage. Some
Some
parts,
of it.
some of it,
Some
yes,
of it.
yes. Some of
So
it,
do it like Behind the Mask.
yes,
Yes.
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 Full movie, but then you still go to the Zoom calls. The Zoom calls are where the weird shit fucking happens. But then, like, the normal movie is where you go into, like, more of the psychosis shit. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be dope.
And even
I agree.
103198, I think that would be a cool flick, but not as found footage. Do it as an actual flick.
I don't know.
Do
I
that
like
as
it the way it is.
Do that as a
might be-
haunted house movie.
That might
Do
be
as a
kind of
haunted
hard to
house.
flesh out.
But I see the way I would,
I would like it. I
the
would
way
like it.
I would say do it as if these dudes are in college. They're college kids, right? They're college
Yeah.
kids. So do kind of like a Project X type of thing with this movie where you think it's one thing, but it completely, you think it's going to be this Project X type party fucking movie, American Pie style type movie, but then it ends up being the just fucked up fucking horror film where these dudes are trapped in this fucking haunted house and cannot get out until they do.
And make it a period piece. It has to be 10/31/98. Don't.
Yeah, it has
put
to
it
happen in the
on-
I can
90s.
go along with that.
Yep, definitely. All right, Chad Daddy. I think it's time we spread them cheeks. Let's see what is.
I gotta say,
In the-
surprisingly, there's not much.
Wow.
Hmm.
So the demonic woman Lily is based on the female demon Lilith from ancient mythology. Lily seems to have talon-like feet and is briefly seen as a winged humanoid. Lily resembles the female winged demon or goddess depicted in the Burney relief from 18th century BC. This relief has long been suspected to be an early depiction of Lilith.
All right.
So it's
Okay.
I think
Nice.
I don't think it's Lilith per se, but it's I mean, we do know it's a succubus eventually.
But John, you said that the movie that was spawned off of that was called Siren.
Yeah, which is a weird title for it.
Yeah,
But
that's weird.
it's the same girl though,
Oh, is it?
which is cool because like she did such a good job in that. Like, why not keep her? you know?
Yeah, definitely. We were talking about how creepy her eyes are. She's just got those big
Dude,
eyes.
she got them big old bug eyes, man. Fucking
Yeah, she did.
That's like the Grinch. Like, yes, no, yes, no. Ah!
You know, man, it's one of those things where it's like, I think I'm so fucked up in the head. Like I said, dude, like I would. It would be like,
Yeah, I
well,
said that
if,
too.
it,
Yes.
if it's gonna save my life,
Homeboy fucked a succubus once.
that's right, dude. What would Jay do?
Dude, I totally said last night, I'm smashing. I'm not going to pass.
Yeah.
I'm going to smash.
I mean, she's cute. Feet were a little weird, but it's all good.
You know,
Get
I
past
get
it.
past
Yeah,
it.
hell with it.
You know, not fucking her feet.
Does she have a
9 feet
tail
long.
on the back? Like, can you hold on to a tail? Like, that'd be cool.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That ain't right.
I didn't say it was.
I mean, she had wings. You can always just grab onto them.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
No.
yeah.
Guitar style, bro. MK. Fuck yeah. Oh man.
Jesus.
Dude,
All
you
right.
could have
What else you got?
fucked her midair. The brick house the three guys break into where all the VHS tapes are located is the same house from Marble Hornets, a found footage web series on YouTube that popularized Slender Man.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
They made some movies too, right? I think they made a Slender Man movie and they made something else too now at this point.
Yeah, there was a couple different ones.
Gene said, "Ride the succubus."
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The word "fuck" is said around 240 times.
Oh shit, they beat Fred Durst. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
That's impressive actually.
Yeah.
Sam and Stephanie's fortune card from the machine in Second Honeymoon alludes to the other arcs of the anthology as well as its own arc.
I didn't even catch that.
What?
I
It
know
does?
where, yeah.
Is there mysticism in it that we missed?
The witch?
From the honeymoon one?
I guess.
No,
I
the
don't
witch.
know.
It ties into the arcs of the other movies that are
Right,
in
but
there.
like I feel like that one should have had some kind of mysticism just to help it like tie in better.
I think this
But
one
maybe, I
was.
don't know.
I mean, we know this one was the reuniting with the lover or loved one or some shit like that.
Yeah, whatever.
So did anybody think with that whole scene that we were going to get like some segment that was related to the movie Big?
Yeah.
Because that's all I can think
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
I see
A little
shit like
bit.
that.
They
You
even
wanna be
mentioned
big?
that, though.
Fuck
I
yeah.
love that movie.
The infinitely better than that segment, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
The four criminals in tape 56 are named after the producers of this movie: Gary Binkow, Brad Miska, Roxanne Benjamin, and Zach Zeman.
All right.
Magnolia Pictures purchased the North American rights to this film for slightly over $1 million.
Ooh.
And you said they made money, right? Obviously.
Yeah,
I
they
believe
made-
again.
yeah, they
Yeah.
made money. on that.
1.9
right.
mil.
Nice. Oh shit.
Let's see. Of course, the one second takes place in '98. It's obviously entitled "First Career Nude Scene for Helen Rogers." Which one was she? Helen Rogers. I wonder if
Wasn't she the succubus? I could be wrong.
No, that's
no,
Vanessa
that's
Shaw.
Hannah Fireman.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Emily. Emily is Hannah.
Ooh,
Or Helen. Helen is Emily.
yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Baby.
The 1031-98 segment has an alternate ending where the guys cheat death by escaping from their car. The scene is available on the U.S. home video release from Magnet/Magnolia Home Entertainment.
I wonder if it's on here.
I like what
It's
we
gotta
got
be
on
on
the
there. It's
theatrical.
definitely gotta be.
gotta be.
No, I'd rather have them just get offed. I think it's a cool way to end it.
I agree.
I feel like
I like it.
having them survive, like, what would be the point? They'd be like, oh, okay, that was kind of spooky.
Then the witch is a succubus nail gangbanger.
That's a whole different movie, dude.
They
A
all
true
will.
happy ending.
Yeah.
You don't get that. You don't get those movies on Amazon.
A sequel titled VHS2 premiered at the 2013 Sundance Film Festival in January 2013 and was released on demand June 6th, 2013. It also made a limited theatrical release in the United States on July 12th, 2013. A third installment in the series, titled VHS Viral, was released on demand on October 23rd, 2014, and theatrically November 21st, 2014. A fourth installment, titled VHS 94, was released exclusively on Shudder on October 16th, 2021. A fifth installment, VHS 99, debuted in the Midnight Madness stream at the 2022 Toronto International Film Festival when it was released on Shudder on October 20th of 2022. VHS 85, the sixth installment, was released on Shudder October 6th, 2023, and the seventh installment, VHS was Beyond, was released exclusively on Shudder October 4th of 2024.
I don't think I've seen
Damn.
Beyond. I think Beyond is the only one I haven't seen yet.
No, Beyond I haven't. 85 was
I have not.
okay. 94 I liked.
I didn't mind Viral. There was one
Viral
segment in
was-
Viral that was kind of creepy. I don't
gotta go
remember
That first
which one
segment
it
in
was.
Viral, though, sucked, dude.
Which one was
I
the first
got-
one in Viral?
The first segment was the one with the magician.
Oh,
That dude is
which
so
one?
fucking annoying.
Which one was the one where it was
Jesus.
basically like an alternate dimension or something? And
Are
it
you
was
talking
like,
about the monster eating penis?
yeah. Was that Viral?
That was the third one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a Viral.
I like that one.
Yeah, that scene was cool. Absolutely.
yes.
But
I gotta go
that
rewatch
magician scene, he was such a douche. He was so hard to
Yeah,
get. through that
he
one.
he was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
All right. What else we got, Chad Daddy?
That's all I got, buddy.
That's it?
That is it?
I told you there
Wow,
was
you are
not
not
much.
shitting, dude.
Holy
Jesus Christ.
I hope
Well,
the
I
I feel like
second
you
one
could have
has
just
a lot
made up more behind the
to go.
scenes.
Yeah,
should've.
no shit. Just throwing in random shit. Well, thank you for that,
Ty
Chad
West.
Daddy.
Ty West had an affair with his female co-stars.
I am prairie dogging it right now.
I meant T.I.
Oh.
West.
Could you imagine
T.I. West.
somehow you make the lie and it comes out it was truth? You're like, I had no idea.
I had no idea.
I get these freaking threatening emails from Ty West. How did you know?
I'll
Who
pay you
told
what you
you?
want.
That was not common knowledge. But all right, let's move on to our questions. Boys, what format was this watched on?
On demand.
Fucking Bobby.
Well, seeing I'm by the ocean right now, I had to do a little pirating. So, yarg.
No ho ho.
Yarg.
I watched it on Prime. I had to sign up for something. It's
Monsters
called-
and something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw that. I'm like, oh, I could sign up for it for 7. You get a 7-day free trial. And then I looked at it. And it's like, I mean, just keeping it's only $3 a month. That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
What
did
is
it have
it?
did it have any other cool flicks on it?
I didn't look at it yet.
It was
It's
called
just some-
something
it's
and
just-
Monsters.
It's it's like some channel on Prime, some kind of add-on.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
like
it because I
Monsters
was
and
gonna.
aliens or something weird like that.
Yeah, Aliens and Monsters or something like that. I was gonna watch it on Prime last night because I was just stupid lazy on the couch, and I didn't want to get up and open the packaging on this bitch and put it in my PS5. It just seemed like a lot of work. But then I was like, I don't want to waste fucking $7 on a subscription and then it just being shit. So, but
they
so
took
I
off all
watched
three
it
sources.
on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I started watching it. There's this app on Roku called Dark Matter TV,
hmm
Oh yeah.
but
I've
there
heard
was
of
just
that.
there was just so many commercial breaks. I said fuck it and went to Prime.
All right. Does the cover art sell the movie? And would you rent this as a child?
I think
Yes,
I think I would have.
I definitely would.
Yes.
I think my dumbass would have mistaken this for the Punisher,
I could see that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
but I totally would have rented it. Just especially because it would have been one of those movies that came out and everybody would have been talking about it. You got to watch this movie. You got to watch this movie.
Just for shits and giggles, what's the back look like?
I like you.
Yep, just from that girl's face alone, dude,
yeah,
with the
just-
teeth.
just
I'd be
from
like,
that.
Yes, and something,
Yep.
dude.
Yep. All right. This one's going to be a hard one. Douche of the film.
90% of the cast.
You know, we got a lot
Yeah,
of douches in this.
not
There
wrong.
wasn't really anybody likable.
I mean, even like the girl from Tuesday the 17th. I mean, she was hot, but
She was hot, but she was douche.
She
She
was
got
very
douche. She was
douchey.
took them
totally
there to
douche.
kill
She
them.
They were
was-
She
literally-
still sacrificed her friends.
Yeah.
and the two dudes in Amateur Night. Come on, the dudes in the Tape 56. Like
Everybody in
God.
Second Honeymoon. I want to say the only
Yeah.
character that I think is even likable in this is Emily.
Emily. I was just
She
Emily.
was so
yeah.
sweet and innocent.
She was. She didn't know what the hell was going on with her.
So do we just pick who's not the douche this week?
Yeah, well, I just say
Yeah.
Emily is not the douche of this movie.
Yeah, we'll go.
Everyone
Everybody else
is-
All right, there you go.
complete fucking douches in these flicks, because even the four guys in 10/31/98, while they're likable per se, they fucking went into a house that they had no business fucking going in.
Yeah,
They are
That's
likable.
the
Yeah, to be
move.
Those
fair,
are likable douches.
I've shown up at a party like that too, and we were just early to the party. So
With nobody in the house.
no, there was like the person who owned the house. So
Okay, but there was
obviously-
Well,
nobody
all right,
in this
that's
fucking
way
house. There was
different.
Did you just
nobody
let
there. This is
yourself
way
in, though?
different.
Way different.
No, well, no, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right, favorite kill.
Oh, the dick rip.
Ugh.
I'm going with the dick rip just because it hurts mentally.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the final girl from Tuesday the 17th, just because he completely
Ooh.
eviscerated her.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
How did she die again? Remind me.
Well,
I'm
He was
brain-
beating her with her camera,
With
then
the
he just
fucking
literally
camera.
gutted her and ripped her intestines out,
Yeah,
That
and
was
then
pretty
she started
fucking hard.
convulsing.
that was good. Oh, I might have changed mine.
I might have to go with that one, dude, because I was almost going to go with, I think it's that one, but I think it's her trap that tried to catch him, where it's like the spring-loaded bed of nails or some shit.
I mean, the knife
It's
thrown
awfully
into the
dope.
blonde's head was pretty cool, though.
That's the one I'm going with. I'm going
Yes.
with the blonde getting stabbed because the way her eye was just fucking hanging out. He's like, hey, your
Oh,
eye.
that's right. That was
Oh,
pretty
no,
nice.
you know something? I'm going with all four of them dying at the end by the train.
Really? That was
I don't know.
That's your
I have to.
favorite
I
kill?
don't know. I don't want to.
I mean, that's
I like it
actually
only
a
because-
terrifying way to fucking die. If you
That's
think about
why
it.
I'm
Yeah.
going with it. Not because
you
it's
see that
there's-
shit coming, and there's
you
nothing
can't
you
get
can do
out.
about it. That's, I
Yeah,
mean, it's
I-
horrifying.
That's one of them. And the dick rip, just because, I mean, come on. Every guy does not want that to happen to them at no point in time.
Well, that and the sound effects were so good for that. It just makes you hurt. So,
Gushy.
Yeah.
All right, best
Yeah.
scene.
Now, when we say best scene, are we going scene or segment? Just asking.
scene. That
Scene.
segment's
Best
also
scene.
on
Okay.
here.
I'm gonna go with the first time, or when we see the brunette in Tuesday the 17th trying to get him on camera, and she says, why can't I, or when, yeah, that scene. Why can't I see you, or why can't I get you on camera, whatever. I liked that.
I'm going to go with the one with Emily in the beginning when we see the child run
Emily's boobs.
through. That, no, where the child runs through and you actually get scared for a second because you don't know what it is. I like that scene.
I would have gone with that. I would have gone with Emily seeing the ghosts in that segment, but finding out that it's not ghosts, it's aliens, just kind of
I got to go with 10/31/98 when they stop them from sacrificing the witch, and you see the guys just pulled up into nothing, and the arm is just coming from out of nowhere.
and then
Love that.
shit goes in. Yes. All right. So Chad Daddy and I are on the same boat because that whole segment where the arms, the shrinking window on the door right
Oh, I
after
forgot
that.
about that.
yeah.
All of that shit
Yeah.
was
That's so
fucking
cool.
dope, dude.
Yeah,
That
cool.
was.
Yeah.
They definitely picked the best segment, I feel, to end that whole
End it.
movie,
Yep.
with
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
All right, so I think this one's gonna be pretty fucking easy and unanimous. Worst moment or scene?
The whole
Uh,
second
The
film.
whole second film,
Second
was just-
honeymoon.
it's
Sucked
terrible.
I have to agree
ass.
with that.
Yep.
I could
It was
also
boring.
do with the I could also do with seeing not so much sexual assault in the movie. That'd be
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
And what's
Also-
weird is you can definitely tell by the times of like how things affects you, right? Because I'm not saying that shit didn't bother me when I first saw it in 2012, but seeing it now, older, as a
'Cause-
father, the shit
Exactly.
hits way worse.
I was about to say it's because you
Oh,
are
yeah.
now a girl dad and you see the world
Yep.
completely fucking different.
And it's
Yep.
just like I fucking hate these scenes, dude.
Yeah.
I can't even. There's no enjoyment in them. It's just like ew, gross.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's yeah. Not wrong.
All right, so What was your favorite segment?
Oh, 10/31/98 for me. With Tuesday the 27th second.
I
And
agree.
Siren third.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree with Bob.
I'm tied between Siren and the 98 one. Because I feel like the 98 one's a great end to it, but the Siren's a really good start to it.
See,
Yeah, it was a
I'm
strong,
going
strong
see,
start and a strong finish in this movie.
Right, like 100%. Like the middle's questionable, but
and that's why I ranked it the way I did. You had the high. I feel the high one was 10/31. The middle of the road, but funny was Tuesday the 27th. And then it's not bottom of the
17th.
barrel, but it's whatever
17th.
it is.
It's Tuesday the 17th, Bobby.
I keep saying 27. And then I feel, the bottom one, but it was still good, was, amateur night. I'm like, that right there was the perfect way to go.
I think I'm gonna have to go 10/31/98. That just seemed like the best production one and just all around just hit it right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree. I was
It is a strong
torn.
segment.
I was torn between Tuesday the 17th and 10/31/98 because I really like Tuesday the 17th.
Same, but with the more we
Really
talk
good.
about 10/31/98, you just really
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
how strong it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. 10/31/98. All right, boys.
Speaking of, little side nugget, if you watch Scream 6, because like I was saying, those are the directors,
Mhm.
your main cast of characters are all dressed like those people from that segment.
Ah, damn it!
Oh,
I have to watch
shit.
that.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
now I have to watch
Jenna
it.
Ortega's the pirate. The other guy's the state. Yep.
Oh
shit.
fuck! I didn't even
Yeah,
think
now
about
it's-
that. Holy shit! Wow. Oh, that's
I gotta
nice.
watch it.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Big Johnny.
Nice little horror nugget.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Rad.
All right, most attractive character.
Wait, did the opening scene hook you in?
Oh, sorry. I jumped the gun. I got excited. Did the
Not
opening
really.
scene hook you in? It did not.
Not
We got
really.
a boob. We get a boob. But
It
it
wasn't until they get to the old man's house to actually what they're doing
Yeah.
that hooks me in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree
So
with that.
I'm gonna say no.
Or a soft
I would agree.
yes, if you're going to say maybe.
I mean, I guess it all depends because are we talking like is it almost like a cold open scenario where like if you discuss Friday 09, it's a 20-minute fucking intro. So is that still part of the intro or not?
I think. I think that
Yeah.
that's
I would-
still the opening segment.
Yeah.
So then maybe a very soft yes, I would have to say.
Yeah, I would say soft yes.
All right. Chad Daddy.
It's still a no for me.
All right.
That's
No
better.
for me.
I get it.
No for me, dog.
I get it. Those dudes are scumbags. So.
Yeah.
They are. Jesus Christ.
All right. Most attractive character.
Emily. There's just something about her. She
Her
just has the
boobs.
cutest, her boobs, her cute brown eyes. She just seems so sweet and wholesome.
I'm going with
Even though she dug around in her arm with a fucking meat hook.
I think Wendy was the brunette in Tuesday the 17th.
Ooh, she was cute.
I think she was really cute.
Yeah, I'm going with her.
I'm gonna agree with Lord Scoobs, Wendy.
I'm going succubus.
Really?
Yes, dude. I think she was
Lily.
attractive.
She was
cute.
very
Yeah,
cute,
She
man.
was cute.
No, she is a very
And you know,
good-looking girl, yeah.
as creepy as her big eyes were, they're also beautiful. Like
Yeah.
she just had
Yes.
these beautiful big eyes, but she knew how to make them creepy. And
Yeah, but
that
you know, dude, like if like
sexy
no
as fuck.
makeup and no movie aside, if it was just you and her, and she looked up at you with them big doughy eyes, you're just like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yep, exactly.
That's just like the girl from the Fallout series.
Yeah,
100%, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100 yep. Yeah, definitely
Mhm.
putting a succubus baby in that one.
Mhm.
All right. Did the score set the mood?
There
Was
really
there a
wasn't.
score?
I don't think there really
I don't
was.
think there really
wasn't-
was.
there
There was like a
wasn't
little
a
bit
score.
here and there, but
Yeah, it
he had
wasn't.
some like snippets of songs more than anything.
Yeah, because
I was saying,
Yeah.
usually this shit's more diegetic usually if it's gonna be in a movie versus like over the top.
yeah, because
So,
it was found footage, so really there's no.
No real
Speaking-
soundtrack.
Speaking of did the score set the mood, I go into work today and the boss my supervisor's playing something. I'm like, what is this? He's like, I just turned on this playlist on iHeartRadio. It's like country rock mixed. I listened to him like, this just sounds like the background music of literally any movie where people just walk into a country western bar. Like it was just guitar music and like band music. There was no singing at all.
Oh, so it wasn't like
House.
Terminator 2 bar scene?
No, it was like fucking
Oh.
it was like the fucking bar in Friday the 13th Part 2.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. I can smell the smoke. I like it.
Yeah, good dive bar right there.
I
All
was
right,
sitting
I
there
don't know
all
if
night.
we even had any songs
No.
other than
There
what
were
was
songs,
playing in
but I
the
don't
bar. You couldn't hear it.
There was songs, like there was a song playing on the radio and the guys were going to the haunted house. There's all sorts of shit like it.
Yeah. Obviously, there was music in the bar scenes. I'm gonna say throw
Let's
it
skip
away.
it.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
It's a throwaway question. All right, favorite character.
The only one I liked was Emily. Like,
Yeah.
You know what? Even though she kind of was a bitch to her friend, I do like the main girl from Tuesday the 17th. Because like she was tenacious for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she went
That
back
was
for
pretty cool.
vengeance. To try to get
And
her.
he was smart enough to get just almost randoms to use as bait.
Yeah, so like I shouldn't even say those are her friends. Those clearly were all just set up like meatbags for her.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
literally, they were.
I mean, she wasn't necessarily trying to get them killed. They weren't like
no, but she was just trying to lure him out more so
Right.
than anything.
Yeah.
Right. No, 100%. But I feel like in that same vein, she was also completely willing to sacrifice those
Yeah.
people
Right.
in order to get to that.
100%.
Word.
I gotta go with Bob. Anyway, for me.
Yeah, Emily.
Yeah.
She did seem like she got the shit on the most.
Look,
Yes.
as
And like at the end, she got put on all these psychoactive drugs and everything and labeled as schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Like that's just gonna be with her like forever.
so as much as I talked shit about the four guys in 103198, those four are probably my favorite.
Because those are
They're
the party
relatable.
bros.
They're
Those are the
I
party
was gonna say
bros.
that because they're
They
not
are
total-
relatable.
They
They're
are
not total
very
douches.
relatable, and they're not douchey. They went back to save the day, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
And
exa-
so
yeah,
granted,
so, yeah.
while they did enter this house without, knowing that that's where the party was, they were just four bros trying to find a good time on Halloween night, and they didn't do anything douchey other than go into this house that they weren't supposed to be.
Which
in.
is listen. The four of us would do it. We all sit here and say we wouldn't, but there's no way our curiosity would not be like
Bob.
this.
Bob, look, I'm telling you right now, the four of us are in a haunted house. We walk up into into the fucking attic and we see a fucking exorcism or sacrifice or whatever the fuck is going on. Yeah,
No.
cool. I may try to stop it. I may be like, you know what, boys? I may be like, boys, we got to stop this shit. But the moment that a motherfucker disappears into the fucking darkness by some unknown force, we're out of that bitch. And if you want to stay and fucking die, I will see you outside. I'll go to your funeral. I'll give you the best fucking eulogy I can.
You know
My
what would happen.
badass ain't fucking staying there. You're gonna see
No,
me run
it's
as
not-
fast
no,
as I ever
No,
could.
you know what's gonna happen? We'd all be standing there watching this, and they'll be like, "Rip her clothes off! Rip her clothes off!"
No, we're gonna get
No,
outside and
it's
be like,
not
where the
that
fuck's
way.
Bobby?
No.
Where's Bobby? And now you're his. You're gonna hear
And
real
then I
quick.
would-
God damn it!
Very
It got
true.
me.
No, it's
That's
no,
what you
I'm
get,
not saying,
Bob.
I'm not
That's what you
saying that
fucking
we would
get.
be there for the exorcism, but we would all be like this. But what's in that house? I don't
Bobby's
know.
gonna be
We'll find
choking to
out.
death, and Scoob's gonna yell out, "All right, who grabbed the cursed object?"
Yeah, fucking Chad's gonna be there with the fucking monkey paw.
I'm not
And
gonna lie.
randomly,
I probably see what's going on.
I was say Brody's
I
gonna
was
pop
gonna say, I
out
would see
from
what's
the
going
bush.
on. Probably just back away slowly, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
like
Brody's
a-
gonna pop
a
out from
Homer
the bush
Simpson.
and be like, "Monkey paws a bitch."
I can't see.
He's gonna be
it.
looking in the damn mirror. He loves that cursed mirror. I swear.
Oh fuck. Bobby's using a cursed monkey's paw at the funeral, trying to bring someone back.
That's right, Brody.
And then you see somebody
Necromancy
pop up in
is
the
fun.
casket, and fucking Bobby just falls face first because he fucking died.
I love your phasmophobia movie. That scene. Where he grabs the
Oh my
monkey's paw.
god.
Here, you use it. Monkey
Monkey
paw's a
paws.
bitch anyway.
Oh yeah, fucking shit's great. All right. Was it scary?
Not really.
Some
And nothing
moments
really
were,
scared
but
me.
not.
Look,
not,
in
no.
2012, when I first watched this, I was scared. Not terrified, not like, oh my God, I can't sleep. But some of the segments definitely did
Creeped
leave
out.
me creeped out.
I think the
Yeah,
one with
it's got some
the
creepy
one-
moments.
the one with Emily, I was most prepared for because we basically just seen this a few weeks ago with Host.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm gonna have to agree with Steve, man. When I first saw it, I would say the first cut, like the good segments that we've talked about, definitely all had a solid creep factor to them. So,
Yeah,
oh
I'm in
no,
the same boat. The same first time seeing it, it's creepy. A couple times, not so much.
All right. Does it hold up today?
Yeah.
I could update
for the most part, minus the SA shit, obviously. But
Yeah, that too.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't think
yes.
that would be as. Do you think the SA stuff would be as prevalent in the newer? I mean, I haven't seen any of the newer ones, so I don't know if like they still
It's
try to
don't-
do
not
that
it's
kind of
not
shit or not.
as
But
prevalent in the newer ones. But I think that
okay.
was just a director's choice for that film or a writer's
Yeah,
choice.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that was just for those segments for those people.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, for sure.
But I think it still does hold up today.
Yeah.
Because you can show this to somebody that's never seen it, and
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, they're gonna like it. I think so.
It's not the worst.
They should
found
like
footage
half of
movie.
it, right?
Yeah.
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 No.
Show the
Yeah,
Let's
good.
just
dude, there's
skip
some
this.
trash.
Yeah, you should know. You went down that rabbit hole.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
All right. I
You
think
know,
this
I
was
was-
gonna be.
I was talking to Gene earlier, and he was saying how he's not a big fan of found footage. I said there are some good ones out there because I still stand by Exists was very strong.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad.
Even
I'm
Hell
so
House.
happy you guys love that shit, dude. Hell House is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. There's a lot of them out there. You just got to look. That's the one part of when you go to the subgenre of horror found footage. You got to look. You got to watch them in
Yeah.
order to
You
really.
know why I like Hell House the best? Is because Hell House, if anybody's worked in an old haunted, like old musty house as a haunted house, you could smell that movie.
Oh
You know
my
that-
God.
You know what I mean? Like it's like
It smells like sweat, musty latex, and it fucking reeks. But you're over there eating a hot dog while people are walking by, and you don't give a shit. You're like, this is home.
yeah, like there's a stink to your clothes when you leave at the end of the night.
You leave them in your car
For
so
sure.
you don't bring them in the house. The trunk specifically, so it doesn't fuck up your whole car. Not that I would know.
For real.
All right, boys.
What's next, Scoops?
How was the acting? Now I feel this one's gonna be kind of hard. Are we doing in general, or we're gonna break it down in segment? I just say in general. How was
Just
that
in general.
acting? I think it was okay.
Let's say kind
I
of
think
a,
it was it was
Mid.
Yeah, it was mid.
mid.
It wasn't anything. But every
right home. Yeah.
every movie or every segment did its job.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
nobody was acted really shitty or anything. It wasn't like soap opera acting or anything, but it did its job for each
mhm.
segment, and each
Yeah.
segment acting wise, I think was done pretty good. I'm gonna say the acting was good.
I would agree. Yeah. Found footage is hard, right?
Yeah.
Because
It
like
It is.
you need people to act a certain way to where it still doesn't feel like acting.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You want them to
That's the
feel
thing.
like
100%,
real
buddy.
people, because if it doesn't feel like real people, then I mean, it just kind of throws the whole movie off. And I feel
It
I always
loses the
talk
gimmick.
shit. I always talk shit about the fucking movie I was in or whatever. But you can ask Brody. I play myself in there. I'm not acting at all. I'm literally myself as a fucking ghost hunter going on this fucking thing. And if you've seen any of my fucking paranormal shit, that's what I'm doing in this fucking movie. So it feels like you're watching one of my paranormal things go on, except for like the opening segment where me and Mel and our buddy Phil sitting there talking. That's stupid. That's like the worst part. But actually, like when we go on the investigation, so you got to have that element of where it feels natural and doesn't feel like it's being acted. And I feel like they nailed it in every one of the segments. Even though we hated the Ty West segment, they still, acted the way they were supposed to. They were a husband and wife that really weren't close to each other, but
Brody,
did the
I
job.
100% agree.
I agree. That's the best way you put it. Perfect.
Oh hell yeah, Heather was great in fucking Blair Witch. Here's another one. I don't know how was the cinematography. I mean, they all had different.
I mean,
it's all found footage, so it's
it's a
hard.
middle of the road. It's what you get. What you see is what you get.
So, okay. So for 2012 found footage, right? Because found footage wasn't new, but you know what I mean? Like I still feel like it was finding footholds.
Yeah.
And there were scenes with shit they did with the cameras that I still think look awesome. Once again, the falling effect. Yeah, you don't see anything, but the way like you see the lights moving, you see the screaming, the air rush. Wait, what did Brody just say?
So Brody wants us to do a Gore and More anthology flick where each of us writes a movie segment and pitch it to studios to see if they would be interested in making our film. And I'm totally down. And we call it Gore and More.
He was talking to me about it, and he already got me fishing out an idea that I've already started writing up and stuff.
Yeah, and I had already sent him an idea for a movie that I had. And I'm like, that would totally be like a pretty like. There's a few things I'd have to change, but it would be pretty cool. You know, even if we did it found footage, would be fucking pretty dope.
I think that's the easiest way to do it. Found footage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So in my head,
Hit Squatch found footage.
I have some idea. I have quite a few ideas I write down, but none of them are complete, of course.
So with mine, I already did it with found footage, and I already came up with the reason of why it's found footage, which I feel is one of the hardest reasons to write for your story of why you're filming this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna keep that to you guys privately in our chat.
Yeah, because we ain't trying to give nobody fucking ideas.
No, we ain't giving shit away.
No.
I totally missed that part, but I'm gonna lie.
All right. Did you boys like the premise? Because we really couldn't answer cinematography, so you know, whatever. There were some cool things.
Anthology, dude. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I liked it.
Premise was dope. I liked it. Here's another hard one where the climax is satisfying. I think the climaxes were satisfying in every single one except Second Honeymoon.
Second Honeymoon.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Hated it. Yeah, literally.
I would agree. 100%.
All right, boys. Recycle, rewind, remake, reboot, reshelf.
Rewind. I'll rewatch it.
Oh,
I would say
please.
Rewind and give us a spin-off of either 10/31/98 or Tuesday the 17th. Sorry, I got hiccups.
You're good.
I'm
gonna go rewind.
I would even take a spin-off of Emily too. So
yeah, that one would be cool.
I'll definitely rewind.
All right, boys. It is now time for us to rate this bitch. Bobby?
I think I'm gonna go with a 3.2. A little above, right in there.
John, you sticking with yours?
Yeah, I think I'm still go with 3.4. Sounds pretty. Like I like most of it. Just a few that I just don't. And so yeah.
All right, Chad Daddy.
I'm gonna give it an even 3.
That's fair. I am going to give it a. I'm right there with John. I'm actually a little bit higher because the only one I did not like. And you know what? It's me tapping on the table. I just realized it now, John. So if there's tapping on there, it's me. I'm talking and tapping at the same time. The only one I did not like was Second Honeymoon. So I'm going to go 3.5.
All right.
Fair.
All righty, boys. I love you guys. Unfortunately, I got to dip. I'm glad I got to join in for at least a bit.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Thanks for jumping in, brother.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the rest of your vacation.
Love you, brother.
I will.
Enjoy
Absolutely
that
love you
vacation.
all these things.
Look at that. We almost got an ass shot in the mirror.
Yeah,
Woo!
look at that.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, to everybody in the chat, also thank you for joining into the show. Glad I got to hop in, and love you boys, and I'll catch you all later.
Later, brother.
Love you, brother. Enjoy.
Love you, man.
Peace.
All right. Well, that was Big Johnny D right there. Oh, he's still here.
Are you still here?
He's trying to get out.
I love how he have found time during his vacation to spend some time with us. That's pretty.
Hell
cool.
yeah, man. That's awesome. Fuck yeah.
Absolutely. I got to start coming up with more ideas for little films because
I have a couple ideas. I don't know if I want to do Tit Squatch as this. I think I want.
Well, you
that to
don't
be
have,
its own
but
thing.
that's the beauty of it, Chad. You don't do the tit squatch that you already have written. You do a found footage version that gets people interested in wanting to see a full version of tit squatch.
But I just don't know how to do the Tit Squatch almost zero budget.
That's true too.
I have a bunch of things written, but they're all it's like blurbs of shit.
I got some ideas swimming around in my head.
I always have ideas. I got to start writing them down. But anyway, did we all give
But
our
all
score?
right, what is our score there, Chad Daddy?
Oh shit! I didn't even write that
So
down.
that's what happened. Did we all give our scores?
Sorry, John usually fucking. That's
Yeah.
on me. I should have fucking put them all together, and I didn't. I was too busy talking.
Bobby, what'd you give it?
3.2. 3.2.
Scoobs?
I gave it a 3.5. John gave it a 3.4. 2.5. What did you give it, Chad?
3.
3. Divide that bitch by 5. 3.12 for 2012's VHS. Go with 3. 3.1. Not bad. All right, Chad Daddy, what are we doing next Monday?
Next week is one of your picks, buddy. We are doing Last Shift.
Fucking A.
Oh, yeah.
I know
love
nothing about it.
It's a great movie. It's been a minute, but it's a great movie.
It's good. It's Last Shift at a police station.
Oh.
Yes, and it's very creepy. If you hate it, I'm going to cry cuz I love it.
I mean, there's always that possibility. So this could be something that we were all hoping that Open 24 Hours should have been. Sucked.
He sucked ass. I hate that movie so much. All right, boys. Do we have any nerd news at all?
I got nothing.
I'm going through, just checking real quick.
The only nerd news I have is that they dropped a scene from Fantastic Four online between Reed Richards, Sue Storm, and Johnny. And it's just a little short clip of Johnny telling Sue and Reed that they were late for dinner, whatever. It plays off of something that we see in the trailer. So, but Joseph Quinn looks like he's going to be a great Johnny Storm, even from that little clip. So I'm excited for Fantastic Four. I'm trying to think of there's anything else nerdy going on.
From what I've been reading, the leaked picture of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is fake.
You mean of Dr. Doom?
Which is good to know, at least. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a cool look, but until we actually see the movie, they could change a lot from here and now, or from then and now, or from now and then. Sorry, but like I said, and like Brody said, or who was it that said it? Was it Brody that said it? They hope they don't Iron Man the Dr. Doom mask. That would be disappointing because it does not need to be an Iron Man mask. It needs to be a Victor Von Doom mask.
Yeah, no.
I wish they'd go and make him look like Doom 2099. That was a really cool look for Doom.
That was a really cool fucking look. Yeah. So, but all right, if we don't got nothing else,
I got nothing. We're good.
All right, Bobby, start us off, baby.
This is your Killing Machine, Bobby Amone, saying we will see you next week. Please like and share and tell your friends about us and listen to us everywhere where there are podcasts. But we will also see you next week for The Last Shift. This is your Long Don Silver.
Ooh, this is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy way down yonder in the Chattahoochee, saying, come join us next week for our Last Shift. Just kidding. It's not really our last one.
It's not. And I am your host with the ghost, the Prince of the Paranormal, the Duke of the Dead, the Dean of the Deceased, the Ghost Daddy himself, Lord Scuba Cabra, a.k.a. Scuba fucking Steve, saying, come back, join us next week, watch The Last Shift. I promise you, you'll like it. And if you don't, I'll cry. And John always says, stay fresh cheese bags. But I always say, don't forget, cereal